Good morning. So we're going to make a journal cover today. I have 3 pieces of mat board and they are cut at 6 by 9 for the front and back and 3.5 by 9 for the spine. I have 3 pieces of paper I'm going to use. This is going to be a ghost theme. So you need to print 3 full pieces of paper out and decide which one is going to be your front cover, your spine, and your back cover. And I usually like to lay them out. And for this part, I will be using Fabri-Tac glue. I use both Fabri-Tac and art glitter glue on my covers. So this front one, the placement isn't going to completely matter because I'm going to be covering it with another picture and probably some birch bark that I found while I was walking last weekend. So I put a generous amount of the Fabri-Tac and kind of get it semi-even. Give it a little push. I use Fabri-Tac for this part because I found that the art glitter glue sometimes can show through the paper and then you see little wavy lines under the paper. So on this one, I want to try to get the design in the center. So what I do is I flip them over and I hold them up to the light, and then I can see that my design will be where I want it. And then the same on the back. I get this mat board on Amazon. It's very thick. It comes in 12 by 12 sheets. So you can almost get a whole cover out of each one. You can see there how thick it is. And you can certainly use a thicker cardboard as well. I haven't tried doing this style with chipboard or cereal boxes because it's not very thick and harder to butt up to each other, and you'll see why in a moment. So Fabri-Tac only takes a minute to dry, and then what you're going to do is cut your corners off. This is kind of like wrapping a present. Okay, same thing on your center one, on the spine. You don't have to worry about getting horribly close to those corners. Also, when doing this and trimming your corners, always check when you set your parts back down to make sure that your pictures are upright. It's very easy to inadvertently glue a picture upside down. So, okay. then I just like to take and right on the desk, bend those corners all over. Can also do the actual little corners so they're not super sharp. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. And for your center one, just the top and bottom for the moment. And the back as well. This will be the back cover. Okay. Now for this part, I like to use the Art Glitter Glue because it dries very fast. So by the time you stick one down and go to your next, it's typically pretty dry. You have to be a little fast at this part. You don't have to be super picky on this part, just get everything stuck down because this is obviously going to be all covered up. Okay. And then for your spine, you're only gluing the top and bottom flaps for now. So you want to get those glued down. And then your bottom one. Down. So again, just always double check. And now on your center one, you can go ahead and bend those over. What you're going to do is you're going to butt that right up to your front cover. Well, now you're going to put some glue on the printed flap. And then as you push these together, get that as close as you can. You can burnish that to get that paper a little more tight. We're also going to be putting some tape over those seams, but as tight as you possibly can. Smush them together there. Okay. next step is I have this wide painter's tape. Masking tape works just as good. So I'm just going to give you a little bit more strength on those seams, and this will be covered up with our inside papers. So that's a little bit long. Go ahead and burnish those, make sure that they're okay. So this is how your cover will look from the outside. Put that away. Okay, so that's the outside, and now we're going to work on the covering the inside. So each cover, when I do them, I have 7 pieces of paper. So I have the 3 for the outside, and then 4 for the inside, 2 for your front and back covers, 1 for the spine, and then this will be the part in the next video that the pages are going to get sewn to, the signatures. So for your center, you're going to just cut whichever piece you're using at 9 inches. Doesn't matter the white showing, that does not matter at all. And then for your front and back, you do want to cut that white off. And these are going to be 9 inches high by 6 inches wide, same as your front and back covers. So these will be the front and the back, and what you want to do is just round the corners on those. So that's your front. That's your back. Get that out of our way. Okay. And then you can ink the edges on those with whatever color you choose. I've just got the Tim Holtz vintage photo. It's one of my go-tos, depending on the journal. So this one again is going to be a ghost story. So just to get that naked edge off, and then for your one that's going to cover your spine, you would just do the top and the bottom. Store the inks upside down. Okay, so now you need your cover again. You want to kind of dry fit that, and that looks good. And for this part, I also will be using the Fabri-Tac, and don't want to go terribly close to the top and bottom edge if you can avoid it. And I also like to run the line on those seams just to make sure they're stuck down, and then a little bit in the center like that. Okay, so we're gonna try to get that as even top and bottom as you can, and also where your seams are. Go ahead and get that burnished. Fabri-Tac only takes a second to grab, so then you're gonna just give your seams a little crease. Give that a second to, and then you can go ahead and fold that right over to really get a good crease, and then just make sure they didn't move around. Same with your front and back. You want to dry fit that just to make sure when you glue it that it's not going to be too close to that inner seam and end up folding, which this one probably could use a little tiny trim. So just a millimeter off of that. That's much better. Probably should have checked the fit before I inked. Seen your brain. Okay. And again, you're going to Fabri-Tac the front. And the back. And there you have your cover. Your outside, and then your inside. And now you can decorate, add pockets or flips and flaps, and I will do another video to show you how I put the signatures in as soon as I get those ready. Thanks for watching.